Liverpool against Brighton and Hove Albion in the 5th round of the FA Cup. And let's make the journey ourselves now and join Stephen working what must be a quite marvellous Anfield atmosphere. Stephen.
A huge Albion following this afternoon. They've brought their blue and white scarves with them and their hats, and already they've been singing the praises of the Albion team. Well, let me just tell you the team news. The Albion, in fact, have 3 changes to the side that beat Manchester City 4-0 in the last round. Graham Mosley, as we know, still suffering from a cracked finger, and the 2 players, Andy Ritchie and Gordon Smith, have both been dropped this afternoon. So the Albion side lines up like this. In goal, Perry Digweed. The back 4, Chris Ramsey, Steve Foster the captain, Gary Stevens and Steve Gatting. The midfield 3, Tony Grealish, Jimmy Case, Neil Smiley. And up front, Jerry Ryan, Peter Ward, and of course Mike Robinson. And the substitute for the Albion is Andy Ritchie. The Liverpool side then, Bruce Grobbelaar in goal. The back 4, Phil Neal, Alan Kennedy, Mark Lawrenson, the old Albion player of course, and Alan Hansen, he's fit. The midfield 3 for Liverpool, Ronnie Whelan, Sammy Lee and Graham Souness, the captain. And up front for them, Kenny Dalglish with 16 goals, Ian Rush with 25, and David Hodgson. And the Liverpool sub is Craig Johnston. A throw in to the Albion, Jimmy Case will take it. Peter Ward running into space, a little flick on there, a head on by Robinson. It's cut out by Lawrence, and Robinson gets it back and tries a shot from 20 yards. He drilled it low and hard, but it was past Grobbelaar's right-hand post. So Dalglish turns it across, a chance there for Whelan, and Ramsey makes a face-saving tackle there. It's still in there, but the Albion finally get it away. And a free kick to the Albion on the far side as we look. Steve Gatting is the player who will take this one. Gatting left-footed into the box. Grobbelaar's punch, but only as far as Robinson. Robinson lays it back to Case. Case chips the ball back in. Quite a few Albion shots in there. Foster with the left-footed shot from about 15 yards. And it was high and wide, but not too far away. That was a good effort from Foster. But Kennedy comes away with it once more. But a lovely ball upfield for Kenny Dalglish. Kenny Dalglish looking to take on Stevens. Turns the ball right-footed in there. Case gets it away, and there's a shot there from Sammy Lee. 18 yards, right-footed. Digweed went full stretch. In the end, he didn't have to touch it.
And Case plays a long ball left to Michael Robinson, who takes on and beats Mark Lawrence, and the heads in for goal. He has 2 men inside him. Grobbelaar comes out. Robinson plays it, in fact, to Jerry Ryan, who's so far done absolutely nothing. So he put the Albion in front on 32 minutes. The break was provided by Jimmy Case. Mike Robinson broke down the left, shook off the attentions of Mark Lawrenson. As Grobbelaar came out, he stayed cool and played it sideways to Jerry Ryan, who netted his 5th goal of the season with consummate ease in front of the Kop. The score is Liverpool 0, the Albion 1.
Throw into the Albion, 20 yards from the Liverpool line. Right-hand side of the field will be taken by Neil Smiley as the Albion play towards the Kop. He throws it back to Chris Ramsey. Ramsey's right-footed cross goes over looking for the head of Robinson, but it's won by Lawrenson, only as far as Gatting. Gatting in turn to Case, who looks for the shot now and finds one straight into the arms of Grobbelaar. A vicious 25-yard right-footed drive from Jimmy Case, taken comfortably by the Liverpool keeper, and there seemed to be just seconds to go in this first half, plus a little bit of injury time following that Albion goal. Gary Stevens for the Albion plays it right to Ramsey, halfway inside the Albion half. Dalglish puts him under pressure. He loses possession in the centre circle to Graham Souness. Souness back to Alan Kennedy. Kennedy's left-footed long ball forward looks for David Hodgson. Hodgson 10 yards outside the Albion penalty area. Turns inside Steve Foster and lays it back to Whelan. Whelan in turn has it on his right foot and then his left as Ramsey puts in the challenge. The Albion defence funneled back, the red shirts go forward, but it's back to Kennedy. Kennedy finds Ian Rush inside, Hodgson inside him, comes back to Souness. Souness' drive strikes Tony Grealish on the back of the head and rebounds out again. Liverpool in their red shirts come forward. Phil Neal lays it to Dalglish. Dalglish to Whelan. Whelan's effort scrambled away by Foster out to Mark Robinson. It's the Albion coming forward. Jerry Ryan takes on everybody, but in the end it's Mark Lawrenson with the tackle just inside the Albion half. Chips it forward for Ian Rush. Rush has nobody on him, looks for his left foot, finds space for the shot, but the ball is screwed off the outside of his foot, and Perry Digweed breathes a sigh of relief. It's a goal kick to the Albion. The Albion playing from the Anfield Road end towards the Kop, and we're now into injury time in this first half. Referee Al Gray looks at his watch. The goal coming from Jerry Ryan on 32 minutes has separated the sides in this first half. But at the moment it's a goal kick to the Albion to be taken by Terry Digweed. Long, right-footed, looking for Mike Robinson. Lawrenson wins it in the air. And the referee blows for half-time. A half which the Albion fans will remember. I'm sure too, so will Stephen Rook, will give you the summary and a look back at a memorable 45 minutes.
Yes, indeed, Tony. Well, really a disciplined, workmanlike performance in this opening half. And whoever ever thought, let's be honest about it, whoever thought that the Albion would be leading here at Anfield by a goal to nil at half-time. Steve Foster, the Albion captain, is the player who will take this free kick. Right-footed. Upfield looking at the tall figure of Robinson, and that's a lovely layoff from Robinson to Smiley on that right-hand side. Robinson looking to take on... Rather Smiley looking to take on Kennedy. He gets round the back, right-footed across what Robinson there with the header, and it's hit the bar. Robinson has hit the bar. Would you believe it?
Soon as Watson on a long one into the Albion area, up go the heads. The ball runs out, only as far as David Hodgson. Hodgson lays it back in turn to Phil Neal as Liverpool push forward. Neal turns and takes on Jerry Ryan, turns it inside to his left foot and hooks it over. Ian Rush produces Hodgson a beautiful overhead kick, and it goes wide of the goal. Albion breathe again. It's Lawrenson to take the free kick for offside. He finds in turn Alan Hansen alongside him. Hansen coming over the halfway line as the Albion blue shirts funnel back, finds Johnston. Foster gets in with a tackle, but it's too late. And it's Jimmy Case that has to battle with Johnston, but Johnston finds Hansen. Hansen now 20 yards inside the Albion half to Whelan. Whelan looking for Rush, but Smiley's there with the cover. Smiley plays it right-footed ball for Ward, who looks to be clear. Ward's being chased by Hansen. He turns inside and out, shakes him off, turns in the dummy and beats him as Ward cuts inside. Plays it left for Robinson. Robinson gets in early. Grobbelaar comes out. Robinson knocks the ball into the net. No, he doesn't. How he missed that, we're not sure. But the linesman in the end had flagged.
And the free kick to Liverpool, some 10 yards outside of the Albion penalty area. Kenny Dalglish is the player, hovered over to it. Dalglish right-footed into the box. It's headed on. Johnston is in there. Johnson into the net. And Johnston, the substitute, has scored for Liverpool. And they're right back inside this match. 24 minutes of the second half gone. And the substitute, Craig Johnston, scores for Liverpool. It all stemmed from the foul by Foster, the free kick from Dalglish. The heads went up, and in the end, Craig Johnston, who's come on to replace David Hodgson in this second half, gets the equaliser. And Tony, that really a blow to the Albion.
Yes, a real blow to the Albion, but just what Liverpool wanted in front of the cup there. Craig Johnston obviously doing what he came on for. A great pity that free kick was given. The Albion go forward. The blue shirts come out, the red shirts follow them. This is a dangerous one. Go the heads. Comes the shot. And it takes a foul again for the Albion. A deflected shot came over. Tony Grealish laid the ball back. And on my watch, 25 minutes into the half, Jimmy Case, in his own stamping ground, has produced a real occasion for the blue and white fans near him. It took a deflection reminiscent of that goal against Manchester City.
Dalglish on the edge of the Albion penalty area, looking to turn it across. In the end, Ramsey hits the tackle in, comes off his right boot, and goes out for a corner. It's taken short by Hansen, low and hard. Case is there again, headed away. And Digweed should just about make that in. Opts for safety. He doesn't want to take a chance now, and I think that's gone out the corner. Yes, it has. It's taken quickly in front of the Kop end by Johnston to Lee. Back to Neal. Neal back to Johnston, the Liverpool goal scorer, right-footed into the box. Digweed's dropped it, and there's trouble there, but Foster hacks it away. But only as far as Dalglish. And there's a foul there. Is it a penalty? Yes, referee Al Gray has given a penalty. The foul by Tony Grealish. And Liverpool have a penalty. With 14 minutes to go, Albion still lead 2-1. It's Liverpool right back in the game. Phil Neal for Liverpool. Running through his mind at the moment. The Kop still chanting here. The Albion fans on the edge of their seats. Ian Neal with a penalty, and he's knocked it wide. Would you believe it? Neal, who scores 9 times out of 10, has hit the penalty wide of the goal.
And
Alan Kennedy's there on the ball now, but he plays it right, in fact, to Souness. Souness chips it for Lee. Lee goes wide left, but he needs more space than this as he's challenged by Chris Ramsey. Turning inside and out, lays it down, in fact, where it's turned quickly there by Craig Johnston, but he looks inside and plays a right-footed ball across the Albion area. The ball falls into the area and is spied over the bar, would you believe it, by Teddy Dalglish from 2 yards off the Albion line. This man has scored 301 goals in his football career, and one that really could have counted there, just 3 yards off the Albion line. The corner for Liverpool to be taken by Kenny Dalglish. But referee Alf Gray sees that Jerry Ryan is lying injured with cramp and refuses to stop play. He thinks he's putting it on. Over comes the corner from Dalglish, up over Henderson. It's number 4, headed out from under the Albion crossbar by Chris Ramsey. A Mark Lawrence header there that had goal written all over it. At the moment it's all Liverpool with the Kop behind them, baying on for these red shirts to try and get this equaliser. But at the moment it's Liverpool 1, the Albion 2. Over comes Dalglish's corner, up go the heads. It's the one of Stevens that wins it, but only as far as Lee. Lee finds Lawrenson on his right. Lawrenson takes on and beats Robinson, who turns a right-footed crossover, but it's headed over the bar this time by Ian Rush. Ian Rush at the moment, 25 goals he's scored this season, and at the moment he hasn't scored here this afternoon against the Albion. We are now going into injury time, and I hasten to add the score remains Liverpool 1, the Albion 2. The scorers Jerry Ryan and Jimmy Case for the Albion. Substitute Craig Johnston for Liverpool. A really frenetic second half. Liverpool missing a penalty. Phil Neal drilling his right-footed shot wide, but as I speak it's Peter Ward in possession. And Ward in turn looks to find Jerry Ryan, but turns and beats Mark Lawrenson. Lawrenson provides the tackle. Referee goes to blow for a foul, but instead gives a throw in to Liverpool. The throw taken by Lawrenson back to Grobbelaar's long kick forward, looking for Craig Johnston, but finding the head of Steve Gatting. But the ball goes loose to Ian Rush, and Rush plays a right-footed ball to Johnson on the right as the Albion funnel back. Johnston hooks a long right-footed ball over, up go the heads. This time it's Stevens that wins it, but it comes out as soon as Dalglish. The shot goes in from Whelan and takes a deflection off the legs of Jimmy Case for yet another Liverpool corner. We have now been playing 50 seconds of injury time. It's Liverpool 1, the Albion 2. Kenny Dalglish for the corner on the Liverpool left in front of the Kop. All the Albion team, including Peter Ward, are back in the area. But here comes Dalglish with the right-footed shot. Up go the heads. It's Foster that wins it again. That big white headband plays as a dominating part. But still Liverpool hook it back, and it's Jerry Ryan that clears the danger. As the long ball from Neil was looking for Dalglish. It's a throw into Liverpool. 15 yards from the Albion line, taken by Souness. Here goes the final whistle. It really is a memorable afternoon here at Anfield, and I can tell you the final score is Liverpool 1, the Albion 2. Who would ever have believed this? It is years since Liverpool have lost a cup tie here at Anfield. The Albion have only won 2 away games in a year, and one of those, or really the penultimate one of those, was the Albion's victory here at Anfield on March the 6th. And as I speak, the scenes are really tremendous as Stephen Brook gathers his thoughts here, because the Albion players have gone over to the far corner of the ground, each and every man jack of them, to salute that gathering of over 4,000 Albion fans in blue and white. Mike Robinson is leading the applause. Jimmy Melia too has gone over there. And I will leave Stephen Brook to discuss these scenes with you, to look back on the game and reflect.
Well, it wasn't a place to be this afternoon for the faint-hearted, was it? Because the Albion, against all the odds, 9-1 this morning, have come here and got the result that they knew they would get, they thought they would get, and they've come here and they've turned Liverpool over by 2 goals to 1. And in the sporting manner that the Liverpool fans are renowned for worldwide, they're also applauding the Albion's performance here this afternoon. The Kop, well, they're chanting, and Jimmy Melia is now running up towards the Kop end. Many of them there, many of the thousands and thousands have gathered there, are applauding Jimmy Melia. Remember, he was a player at Anfield between 1952 and 1964. He made 300 Football League appearances for them. What a moment for him. I wonder what's running through his mind at the moment. I should think they'll have champagne in the Albion dressing room.